Hey, it's me, Connor Nielsen of CS Reviews, and you know what I really love? A good movie. And guess what? It's day 3 of Sci-Fi Week. The week prior to Halloween, me and Spencer are doing our favorite sci-fi movies. And today, I'm going to be doing a movie that a lot of people consider the greatest sci-fi movie ever made. Why? Because this movie really made sci-fi into a legitimate genre. Today, when we think sci-fi, we think Star Wars, Back to the Future. We think of it as actual movies. Before this, it was Attack of the 50-Foot Woman, or just a lot of really B-rated, not really cared about. That's what it was thought of. Before this, Stanley Kubrick's 2001 A Space Odyssey. Now, yes, it's from the year 1968, is that right?
Yes.
1 year before Americans landed on the moon, and it is starring Keir Duella, Gary Lockwood, and the voice of Douglas Rain. Now the plot, well, there's really 3 different plots if you think about it. There's The Dawn of Man, where it's about the monkeys, that's only about 30 minutes long, and then after that it's the one everyone really remembers, the one where the Frank and Dave and the crew of the Discovery 1, the spaceship, are headed to Jupiter. And the one afterwards, Jupiter and Beyond, which is really weird. But anyways, the main plot is millions and millions of years ago, our ancestors, apes, ape men, they found an artifact, and that they were barely able to live. Then they found this giant artifact, a big black pillar that's called the monolith, and then it was just there, and then as man progressed, and in the year 2001 we learned how to fly in space and everything. And then on the moon, modern man finds an artifact, another monolith, but we didn't know about the first monolith. But there's a radio signal from the monolith over to Jupiter, to the atmosphere of Jupiter. So what
The astronaut.
astronauts, yes, thank you, Spencer. Mind fart, sorry. But astronauts believed that there was an intelligent life that put it there, so when man was advanced enough to make contact, we could go over there and make contact. And so the main storyline is about Frank and Dave on the Discovery 1 headed over there with the hibernating crew of the Discovery 1. They're on board with the most advanced and sophisticated computer system, HAL 9000, voiced by Douglas Rain. And that's the main plot. And then there's the third one where that's the climax, the third storyline. But yeah, that's really it. Oh yeah, and Hal goes psycho and tries to kill them all. Now, pros. Okay. It's understood why this is considered one of the greatest sci-fi movies ever. It is just, the acting's good, the visuals are good. This has some of the visuals are not going to add any more to the score, but they're the added bonus. But I think that this movie has the greatest space scenes I have ever seen in a movie.
Take that, Avatar.
Yeah, take that, Avatar. Thank you, Spencer. The space scenes are so realistic.
They're just drawings, too.
Yeah, they're just drawings, and it's the way they filmed this was amazing. Stanley Kubrick, needless to say, it has amazing directing. The storyline is good. I think Hal is one of the greatest movie villains in the history of cinema. And this has, in my opinion, the greatest soundtrack ever. From ba da da da
Dun 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 dun
da to da 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 dun 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 dun, da 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 dun, dun dun, dun dun, da 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 da.
Dum bum.
Okay, that was weird, but I mean, I love the soundtrack. The first 40 minutes or so was nothing but music, and well, not nothing but music, but I really, really liked it, especially the second half. Cons, no, and I love the ending, the thought-provoking ending where it's like a giant puzzle. That part I loved.
Took you like a week to figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, I sat there, and after it ended, I had a headache, and I was just like going around the room going. And then, cons about this movie. There are some parts that are long and drug out. They could have edited it down, because this movie is pretty long. If they edited it a little bit out. But I think that I now kind of realize that the long drawn out scenes are supposed to show you how long it did take man to evolve. Now, if you're like me and you don't really believe in evolution, well,
everyone believes in evolution, but not this dawn of man.
Yeah, I don't believe in the whole dawn of man thing, but I followed along hypothetically, but I just followed along, and I don't believe in it, like the whole monkey, a man from monkey. I don't believe in that. But really, I don't care. It's just a movie. Cons. I thought that sometimes when they're in space another pro. There's no sound in space. So what did they do? Stanley Kubrick decided to be smart and say, there's no sound in space. I have an idea. How about let's not have any sound in space? As of Star Wars, they're in space. Pew, 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 pew.
Or when someone's falling out, no!
Yeah, I'm in space, but you can still hear me, no! But that's what I really like. There was no sound in space, so whenever they, they're out in space, you don't hear sound. Or if it's just in their helmet, you only hear...
Or the transmissions.
But sometimes that breathing did get annoying because some of the space scenes were really long. But oh well, it's not going to dock any early points from it. I just have a lot of praise for this movie. I had another pro for it again. I do like how patient this movie is. The ending from in the Mars and or Jupiter and beyond, that whole movement of this, of this symphony, if you will, is just really amazing. And I love weird, bizarre things. And Stanley Kubrick was the master of being a good director at making these weird things. But when he's going through hyperspace at the end, I was just... But the ending was great. I loved it all. All in all, I think I'm going to give this movie a perfect 5 out of 5. Or a 10 out of 10. It's perfect. I mean, I really, really like it. And the other pro. I could watch this over and over again and not get bored with it. I loved it that much. Some people say it does not have a very good watchability. Rewatchability. But for me, I could watch it over and over again. Perfect 5 out of 5. This is Connor Nielsen of CS Reviews signing out. And as always, watch Citizen Kane.